Power Moves, Real Talk. This is RPGM, Reprogram Coaching, hosted by Ricky Gitwood Jr., a bold new podcast brought to you by the Love and Victory Show with Bow Radio, LLC. Shift your mindset, reprogram your purpose. Are you ready to make your next move your best move?
Welcome to RPGM Podcast, where we reprogram your mind so you can live the life that you want. And look, I have one of my most favorite topics for today, okay? I'm gonna slow it down. I want you to digest this topic, right? Men hold themselves accountable and also holding other men accountable. I'm gonna say it one more time. I need you to get this. Men holding yourself accountable and also holding other men accountable, right? So before we get started, I like to do something I like to call literally water of the mind, right? It's a good quote. I like to find a good quote to kind of get your brain stimulated, to get your body prepared. Vulnerability are present. Just take that for a second, digest it. We'll come back to that in a second. All right. So I want to do this. I got to do this Ricky way, right? So I'm going to pretend that I don't know this guy. All right. I'm going to pretend I don't know him at all. I'm going to say, somebody say, hey, go follow this guy right here. I'm like, okay, I'm going to check him out. Go to the social media page, ask a few people about him, see who he is, right? So without me not knowing him, I'm going to say this. He's an entrepreneur. He's a personal trainer. He's a mentor. He's an author. He's heavily active in the community. He's a God-fearing man. And I'll be honest, he's just probably one of the most popular people in Houston. And even before I even say who he is, just talking to him for the past 5 minutes, I learned more about him in 5 minutes than I've been knowing over the past almost 5-6 years now, right? So without further delay, I'm going to bring on my guest, my big brother, Houston's most popular trainer, Mr. John Mitchell, aka Jay. Welcome to the show, my brother.
Thank you, man.
Hey,
Thank you,
man.
I feel like a president. President so-and-so. Thank you.
I wanted you, hey man, I wanted you to feel that way. Like, you know, like I said, we've been knowing each other for a while now. Now I can tell y'all, we actually been knowing each other for a while, right? But even if I didn't know you, I would sit back and be like, this guy is pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? So I want to make sure I give you a proper introduction and not just be like, hey, this is Jay, y'all.
Right. I'm humble, man. I'm humble for that.
Awesome, man. So how you feeling this morning, brother?
Man, I'm great, man.
Yeah.
I'm great. It's another day, man.
Yeah.
I woke up.
Yes, sir.
Let's
you did.
Go.
Hey, you look sharp. Y'all can't really see the whole fit. You know, we'll put the pictures up later, but my brother be dressing, man. My brother really be dressing, man.
Appreciate it, man.
All right. So we have another segment we like to call the mind drill. Okay. Right? The mind drill. And I got to give it to you intentionally slow because it took me a minute to listen to it, digest it, read it, right? It's a mind drill. It's a brain teaser. All right. Okay. Look, I'm gonna do this one more time for our guests. If you have another answer, feel free to throw it out there. All right. So with me, you can learn or you can hurt. I can be found in all places, but I am never welcome. Some believe I am needed to grow, while some believe I am not needed at all. What am I? Okay. I'm gonna give you what I think it is. Can I
go ahead? Go
okay.
ahead.
All right. I'm gonna say, Kelsey. Okay, cool. I think it's pain.
Okay.
I think it's pain.
That
was it?
Yeah.
Ah!
That's a good one.
When I read it, I was like, oh, pain, right? That's the one thing that nobody wants. Right. But it's everywhere. And you actually grow from it.
You need it to grow.
You actually need
now that I think
pain.
about that. Yeah, you really need it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like I was immediately, I was like, oh, pain. And that could be applicable. Obviously, you know, if you guys, I mean, like I said earlier, guys, he's one of the best personal trainers in the world, right? Also, bodybuilder. He's a bodybuilder. Look at his page. But we understand on a fitness level what pain does, right? So how can what kind of feedback do you can you give us when it comes down to dealing with pain?
One of the most essential things I think dealing with pain, because like you said, a lot of people don't like pain,
right?
But you need pain to grow. You need reps to grow because it burns fat. It also builds muscle if you do enough of it. So it's essential for growth. And you hit it on the head. You can't really get to the goal or to the finish line or to the trophies or to the end results or to the fruits without going through some pain. As the world is today, we don't like to be hurt. We don't like pain. We don't like discomfort. We whine over basic things. And that's really what we need for stability to really grow. So I run to potential pain. Because once I run to it, I can master it. And one of my mentors told me, you can never master something unless you be slaved by it.
Say that one more time, bro.
You can never master something unless you be slaved by it.
If you don't mind, man, do me and us a favor. Elaborate just on that part just a little bit.
Okay. In anything that you do, you have to be a slave to it.
Right.
Slave to food.
Yeah.
If you're going to get food down and make it work for you, you got to be a slave to it and eat what you need to eat, not what you want to eat. So you got to be a slave to it. It's your master. You got to eat healthy instead of just eating what feels good.
Right.
If you're going to be a master in business, you're going to be a slave to study and business strategies, people that's already done it.
Right.
You got to get out of your own mindset. I can do it on any little thing.
Right. What would you say to the person who has a bad relationship with pain? Like they don't receive pain well. How would you, as a mentor, a leader, a guider, help them deal with that particular process?
I would show them some of the good things that come from pain.
Okay, good.
Even if they don't like to receive pain, I'm gonna show them different ways, strategies, outcomes. This comes from pain. This comes from accepting pain. I learned from Will Smith. You got to fail forward, fall forward, bump your head. I bump my head a lot. A lot of people just see the after effect. They see the fruits. They don't see the stuff I go through at night. So you need pain to go to the next level. It's too hard to maintain what you want without exorbitant pain.
Man, I told y'all it's gonna be hot. We just getting started. Real quick, man, if you could, if you feel open to, give us one story where you understood that you were going through pain and how you came out of it. Give us a short story. I
got quite a few of them. I used the gym. Pain. When I first started out training, I didn't have it all. I didn't have enough money. But the Spirit told me this is what you want to do. I don't want to work for anybody. But the Spirit is you got to do this thing, this fitness. So I went to college, got certified, PFit, went through all that, but I didn't have enough money. Didn't have enough money, but I had the Spirit and I had the willingness. So one of my buddies showed me, John, read the scripture right here. Read the scripture. And it says, if you're good at something, if you're the first to do something, God will accept it. Sorry, it's not about how much money. Sorry about that. Not about how much money you have, but if you have a willingness, I'll accept it.
Yeah.
So Corinthians 8:8. And when I read that scripture, it motivated me. Because I ran out of money. This on my third gym. But as I kept doing it, God sent other people to help add to me. And that's the Greenspoint gym that's been there 13 years.
See, look at that. Man.
So, because people quit when they go through pain.
Right.
You see how the devil wanted me to stop? My voice started going out.
We slapped the devil in the face, man. You know what I'm saying?
So that was painful, though.
Right.
I know, God, you told me to do this. I know I'm supposed to be doing it.
Right.
This is my third gym. I'm trying to get it right, blah, blah, blah. And some people came through and showed me, Jay, we got you. What you doing? You helped all of us.
See,
we got you.
Right.
So let's go. So eventually the money came. And then we started adding more and more to them again and kept going. And we just never looked back.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Look, one of the things I love about somebody like Jay is being transparent, right? Being able to tell a true story, right? And having the facts to back it up.
Yeah.
But there's some people who, I'm not gonna lie, they like to fabricate their success,
right.
Make it seem like, man, some people, don't get me wrong, there are some people who really go through hard stuff, but there's some people who think they're going through hard stuff, but they really ain't going through nothing yet, right? So I appreciate you telling that story.
Yeah, I can tell you some pawn shop stories.
Oh, whew, I got plenty.
Very first gym, pawn shop.
Really?
And I'm like, God, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? I got to go to the pawn shop?
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to let go of the things that you put before him and use that to elevate to get to the next level. See? So that's what started it, man. That's been going on 28 years now.
28 years. So we ain't gotten to the good stuff yet.
Right.
We're just letting y'all know, again, that's the tip of the iceberg, right? But 28 years of going through trial and tribulation to get you where he is. And I love what he said earlier, which I want everybody to take this. We always see the fruit.
Right.
But we don't fully embrace the labor, the hard work, that we talk about, the pain that we had to go through to get to this particular phase in life. And I tell people all the time, they're like, oh, I want to do what you're doing. I'm like, no, you don't. Because you don't know what the hell I had to go through. What I had to go through to get there. So I appreciate that. All right, man. So our next segment is we like to call it Rhythm and Real Talk. In this particular case, I like to bring up a song. I'm a musician. I just found out that he's a musician as well. I like to bring up a song that resonated with my spirit, made me feel good, or it was just something that just did something to me, right? So it's weird because most people don't know about this band. This band called Animals as Leaders, right? So they're like a progressive rock band, right? They have no words. There's no word. It's all progressive rock, right? But they have this one song, literally it's called Animals as Leaders. It's called Animals as Leaders, right? But the way the music is progressing, right? It's all over the place, but it's organized.
Okay.
It's chaotic, but it's organized, right?
Structured chaos,
right? So that particular song, man, the way it just moved, it was like it went from 4/4 to like 7/16, down to like 7/3, back up to, the different time signatures, right? And I think the average person mind would be like, the song is all over the place. Right. It's crazy. Right. But for somebody like myself or somebody who's like, no, it sounds crazy, but if you pay attention, it's actually very structured.
Because they're all together in one rhythm, though. Yeah, I got you.
The timing is right on point. The hits are right on point. And so for me, I look at that like my life. It's like your life may be all over the place, but it's organized. It's chaotic, but it's organized at the same time, right? So that's my song for the day, man. You have something?
Maybe not as all over the place, but I have a song that just helped me basically when I first started. And it could be, I just take one of Prince song, Let's Work.
Okay.
That motivates me.
Yeah.
Structure, solid, smooth, it's funky. Because I'm a bass player.
Yeah.
And that song, I use it to this day. My gym hate it. Yeah. Why y'all use these old songs? Y'all don't know. That's how y'all blessed right now because of these kind of old songs.
Right.
So that song right there, it keeps me focused, clarity. I can do it. Let's work. Let's go. Yeah. Something like unstoppable, man.
That's what's up, man. Look, I appreciate that, brother.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We're going to take a very, very, very short break, and we'll be right back for the hot topics and a ton of questions. And also make sure you are liking, sharing, and commenting. And if you have any questions for us, we'll be right back. And welcome back, you guys. I hope you are enjoying the show. Now we're going to get into the hot topic right now, right? So as I said, the topic today is men holding men accountable and holding other men accountable. Now I'm going to tell a short story. I told myself, Ricky, tell the short version of this story. I got to set the tone, right? And I'm going to let my brother give his perception on this particular situation. So this morning, right before I got here, literally about 30 minutes before I got here, got a call from Nikki, right? I could tell, I know her. I could tell her voice now. I'm like, what happened? So they had to finish track me this morning, right? So she called me and I'm like, what happened? So I'm getting ready to put my stuff out. I'm gonna close everything. I said, what happened? She said, I'm fine now. She had to preface it with that because she know me. Because if you tell me something, look, Nikki may do a lot of things to get on my nerves, but if you mess with her,
game over.
Game over.
Yeah.
So she called me. She was like, I'm fine now. I'm okay. And I'm like, no, calm down again. Tell me what happened. So she said, I was pulling up to the parking lot to unload some stuff, right? And this dude came behind me while she was unloading her truck, right? And she said, he got out the car. He was like, I can't. I'm sorry. I trust. I respect. You know, you as a Christian brother, but I'm speak freely for Ricky for a second. You know what I'm saying? But he said she got out of the car. He was like, "God damn, bitch, you parked in the wrong parking spot." You know what I'm saying? You all on the way. You could have scooted up. And I'm like, he did what? Right. And she was just like, he was just going crazy, just talking shit. And I was like, was a black dude? She was like, yeah. And I was like, a black dude was doing all that? Like, for real? Right. She said, yeah, typical black dude. Got the car, pants sagging. I hate that. Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Pants sagging, black and miles in the mouth, pulled up in the Porsche, all decked out or whatever. And I was like, he did what? So he got the car cussing, da. And then she said, did he push my bag out the way? I was like, oh, yeah. I said, see. I was like this. Jay, we can't do it today. Right. I live right here, right? And she said, no, I'm good now. And I was like, you sure? And she said, yeah. And I said, Nikki, I mean, I ain't trying to discredit what you're saying. I said, you sure it's a black dude doing all that? It's very rare that a black dude at track events like that. Right. That's at a track event, right. That would go like do all that, right? Mm-hmm. I'm like, and then they climb. So I'm just like, all right. So I was like, okay, cool. So I called one of the other coaches there. I text him. I said, hey, man, Nikki said it's going on. She said, yeah, he told me I went to care. He's a cop, thank God. So he went over there, handled it. You know what I'm saying? Him and the other cop, pull old dude to the side, handled it, right? And I was like, okay. I said, bro, do I need to come? He was like, nah, Rick, you good. Go do your thing, right? Because you know I had this going today. I was like, I'm just balling. I'm just like, ah. You know, so the initial part of me was like, screw everything. I'm showing up. Right. We finna fight. Right. You know, because Phoenix was in the car too. Okay. Oh, yeah. Right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So after she calmed down, I said, look, what I want you to do is Coco's coach. Coco is his name. He said, no, you good, Rick. Do your thing. I got him. I'm gonna walk him over there. Walk to the car. I said, when she leave, walk out. By the time I get done, I'll be there. Right. He's like, no, it's cool. So I said, Nikki, that's really disappointing to me. Like, number one, I was mad because I wasn't there. Right. That was number one. Number two, I was mad because it was a black dude. I was like, brother, like, really? And fortunately, she said there was other people there who saw the whole thing. Right. So it was like, they was like, ma'am, you okay? You okay? So saying all that to say is, when I hear stories like that, or I know stories like that, I immediately think you're a weak ass man. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about weak men? Or what's your perception? How do you better? Let's answer this. Let me question this properly. How do you identify a weak man? Okay. Just listening to that synopsis right there, by him coming up to her and she could have parked better, blah blah blah. All stuff he was saying. He was already that dude that's on a certain level. Yeah. Right. He's already that type of dude to even talk to her, come at her like that. So he already, you said his pants sagging. That's already 4 more points off already. Yeah. So he's already in the weakness stage. Right. In the weakness stage. So anything can happen when you're with certain men and they get mad. That's why certain men like that beat up women, because they're already on that certain level. When they get upset, that's when they take it out on women. Period. Right. So that's why we got to educate our men, to come up to a certain standard, right there. Because anything go off, first one to suffer is the woman. With ignorant men, that's not safe for women. Period. Yeah. Ignorance. Yeah. Because it's the rule is God first, man, then woman. Right. A lot of times, women know more about God than men. Men don't even take time. They try to go and do stuff on their own. They try to go handle it, and then they try to get God later. You're supposed to go to God first, and then he'll add all these things to you. Can we pause right there for a second? Please don't lose your thought. I ain't gonna lose it. You said women know God more than men. Mm-hmm. Explain that. A lot of times women will seek after God. If you look at when you go out different places, women want more information, knowledge, college degrees, all these things. They go after it before men. Men try to handle certain things. That's why they keep everything in. They don't talk. Yeah. They don't want to seem weak. And when you fight to not seem weak, you are weak. Right. You see what I'm saying? They go to church. They override the churches. Just look at anything. Yeah. Women more aggressive
and they take chances more than men do to get knowledge, learning, understanding.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Why do you think that is though?
Insecurity, don't want to seem weak.
Yeah.
Don't want to seem weak. So I'm gonna hide behind my money, my clothes, my car, working out my body. Got guys just hide behind their body, but 2%, that's all they got strength in. Really, the mental is weak.
Right. So based on that situation, let's give 2 scenarios. Based on that particular situation, how would you, if you were there, have handled that situation?
Okay. Because the first thing I want to say, it's good that you wasn't there. It's good that you wasn't there because just by your reaction to what you heard, sometimes it's better to see how certain things play out. Because if you went and just beat him up, how would the baby girl see you? You see what I'm saying? Because you got to be able to diffuse certain things too. And then you got to see what you put in them.
Right.
So even Nikki, she know how to handle certain things, but it's not good for a man to come at somebody like that. But if you're not there, what can happen? And then God already had things put aside for you because you said the police there, somebody else was there.
Yeah.
So it worked itself out. If you were there, it probably wouldn't have happened in the first place.
That's true.
Probably wouldn't even happen because if you're standing right there or you here, most time, most men do that stuff when it's just women by themselves.
Right.
So that wouldn't even happen in the first place.
Right. And that's why I was like, immediately I was like, God, you're weak.
Yeah.
And I feel sorry for him. I think because I'm older now, right? And I get it. I used to be angry, like want to fight, but now I feel sorry for you.
Yeah.
I really feel sorry for the man who hasn't identified with his pure strength yet and can't hold that shit in.
But you said something earlier, I don't know if it's before we started or what, if you're not willing to be vulnerable, you can't tap into your strengths.
Oh.
See, most men don't want to be vulnerable. You can't even have a good relationship unless you be vulnerable in a relationship. That's surface.
Yeah, so let's elaborate on that too. I know we hear like 5 points at one time.
Yeah, when you talk, it just come to me, man. A lot of stuff.
The how can men express their vulnerability?
That's a good one. How do you express your vulnerability? I express mine freely now because I ain't got nothing to prove. Because I know what I do most of the time is this, and this.
Right.
So if I'm vulnerable or weak at this area or struggling right here, I don't mind because I got the other 17 down, right? So first, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, all these righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you.
Right.
But seek God first. If men follow his rule for their life, their strengths will come out.
Right.
Then they won't have to focus so much on their weaknesses.
Say that one more time. That's good.
If men would take time and seek their strength in God, right?
Yeah.
Because as you seek God, you get stronger on certain things.
Facts. Yeah.
So as you keep getting stronger, all the other weaknesses you had don't seem as weak, right? And then you can say, okay, I still don't have that one down yet. I'm not good at this yet. So it's not, you don't feel vulnerable or sad if somebody know you got weakness. You don't have to hide it behind a facade or a car or your house or your money.
Yeah.
Because you really inside spiritually, you're getting stronger.
Man. So for the man who, let's say you have that troubled guy, right? And you could tell. I think you and I both know, like I said, we can identify a man when they're weak. I'm just gonna keep using the word weak. That's the only thing coming to my mind right now, right? What is the first thing you say to him when you know he's weak and he's in your space and he like, Jay, I need your help?
Okay. Ooh, that's a lot. We have a Bible study at the gym, and we had because men come through and they talk. Can't say everything that they talk about, but one guy, he kept talking about blaming everything on the woman, blaming everything on her. But she this. I say, man, you allowed her in the house. You let her do this. You gave her the keys. You keep bringing her back and forth. Yeah, man, but you keep blaming everything on her instead of you making a standard for yourself.
Right.
And sometimes we don't want to take a chance on losing something. So we dumb ourselves down or our authority down instead of just holding on to what he say for us and then deal with what comes. So when I see a weak man or a man that's challenged with trying it God's way, I got to come down some, say, brother, try to meet him where he is. The Bible say, one of my favorite scriptures is, for I belong to no man. I make myself a servant to everyone. if I'm gonna reach the Jews, I'm gonna become like the Jews. If I'm gonna reach the weak, I'm gonna become just like the weak. 1 Corinthians 9:19. Okay. So I become whatever I need to become to bring that weak man, weak woman, whatever to God.
Right.
So you got to reach him. See, Jesus reached him. He got right there with him, and everybody know he was the strongest thing around.
Yeah. Right.
But he had to do certain things, certain strategies, certain moves to really bring him to his Father.
Right. So in order to do that,
you got to come down. Like if you was gonna reach that weak man that was talking to Nikki like that,
yeah.
Instead of beating him up,
I would have to be like,
ooh, my brother, man, can you just not talk to her like that? But if he would have saw you, he probably wouldn't have did that in the first place.
That's the part that annoys the hell in me that's coming out of me.
See, that used to get me too, but I had to come down because you're trying to reach more people. You can't slap him. You can't do this. You can't talk to him crazy. Right. My facial expressions. I can't do all. I got to smile. I got to laugh a lot because I try to reach all kind of people.
Facts.
Because some people just, man, we had a move job just 2 days ago. Went in this house 3-story in River Oaks. When they saw us come in, they're already intimidated.
Yeah.
So I got to laugh and then make them comfortable in their own place. Oh man, what do? You lift weights forever and you just lift the world and all these kind of comments. To make themselves feel.
They need to feel comfortable.
Right. I'm like, no, we try to work out whenever we can. Right. We just want to help America be great again. Right. All that type of stuff. So it's all a strategy. Yeah. So you got to come down just a little bit to lift them up, and then you stay up.
That's really good. Let's do this right quick because I think that's one of the main characteristics of a very, very intellectually strong and physically strong, and let's just go with Christ, God strong man, right? To be able to go down and then come back up and then stay there, right? That should be a book there.
Man, when I read the scriptures, I get it from the scriptures.
Okay.
If I'm going to reach them, I got to make them feel comfortable. Like if a whole lot of weak men come in here and they see you and you talking strong and you got this, you're doing all these things, they go automatically get in their weakness. What they not. So they're going to try to show they goal.
Right.
They jury or talking about something that they,
Right. Let me ask you this, man, because I laugh at it now because I'm like, bro, you ain't got to do that.
Yeah. Right.
I'm not, number one, read the room.
Right.
We're not really trying to threaten you like that. Right.
But most people don't read the room, so you're intelligent.
Yeah. Right.
Most people don't read the room. They just walk in the room.
Ooh.
My girl tell me all the time, Jay, when you walk in the room, you change the whole atmosphere. I'm like, what are you talking about? I just come in as me. But I gotta receive it.
And that's why I say it's intellectual, man. They get it. All right, we get it.
But they work to be that though.
They work to be that. And I feel like a lot of men are so afraid to put the work in. You know what I mean? To get to that
point. You're gonna make me choke.
They're so afraid to put the work in to get to that point. Because again, once you acknowledge the fact that you don't have it, that's the beginning stages of your vulnerability. It's like, I'm not as strong as you. And I tell people that all the time. They say, man, I just want to be like you. I said, no, I want you to be a better version of yourself. You can take the things I'm doing and apply it to your life, but you can't be me. Like, I don't want you to be me.
You shouldn't want to be you because God made you specifically. So if somebody else try to be you, they're going to be out of line and out of order. Then they're going to be weak.
Because then now you're trying to be me. No, you can't do what I do. Like you haven't been on this same journey that I've been on and as long as I've been on it. So don't worry about trying to catch up to me. You know what I'm saying? Just be right where you are. And every person should be that type of way. Let me say this. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
You got something.
Something just hit me. Yeah. Something TDJ said. He said, it's not good to try to be the best. It's not good to be the best. It's good to be your authentic self. See, when you're authentic, you never come in second place. That's what I tell my people. They'll never come in second. Can't nobody beat you at being you. So focus on being your best self. See, people don't understand God made you specifically, personally, just for you as an individual. But when we look at all these other people, I want to be like Mike. I want to be, no, there's only one Mike. No. Man. Be yourself. Be your best self. That's why it's a lot of great basketball players.
Right. But that's not only. Let me ask you this question too. So we talked about the man who is weak and he's in your face and you're trying to guide him. So let's just say now you have the man who is like, you know what? I admit it. I'm weak. I need to be strong. Where do I start?
First thing you just said, when you admit it, because the Bible say, wherever you weak, that's when he's strong, right?
Right.
When you weak, that's when he's strong. So What does that mean? He's strong if you accept your weaknesses. I'm weak at this. I got a bad temper. Talk about me.
Yeah.
Bad temper. I'm getting so mad. Blah blah blah.
Right.
When I asked for help, and God, He took that away from me right when I asked for it. I never asked for it before. Why does this woman keep making me mad? The woman's still doing the same thing.
Yeah.
But you just make me mad.
Yeah.
That's a weakness.
That's a weakness.
That ain't on her.
Right.
It's on me.
Yeah.
But until I asked, He didn't give it to me. He didn't give it to me until I asked for it.
Hey, let me tell you, I literally just said that I was asking God in my prayer, my meditation, right? And I do this often to remind myself when I'm triggered or bothered by something. Because you say anything you ask for, you're gonna get it.
Right.
But you actually are going to get the thing that you asked for.
Right.
But the way you're going to get it has to come through pain, trial, and tribulation.
It's not gonna come how you want it.
No,
right.
No gift is just given to you like that. Even the idea of a gift. Think about it. Like people are like, oh, I got the gift, right? A gift still has to be wrapped properly and opened properly. And if you tear the gift up the wrong way, you're going to destroy the gift, right? So the thing about it, anytime you ask God for something, accept the fact that it does come with work. Right. So I know this is funny. That's why I mess with Nikki all the time. I love our relationship because I could just be me. Right. Because I asked God for patience a long time ago. I said, I want to be one of the most patient men in the world. I said that. I said it. I literally said that because I feel like if I'm patient with other people, I can be patient with myself. Because see, a lot of stuff people see I'm doing, I'm very impulsive. Bro, Ricky, I want to do this. All right, let's go. Ricky, I got so much stuff I started and never finished. Right. And I realized that was my problem.
See, I hate that. We can come back to that later.
Yeah.
I hate not finishing. That tears me up.
So I had to. I said, "What's the problem?" I always say that the problem is the answer, and the answer is the problem. Right. So it's like, man, why do I keep starting something not finish it? Because you're not patient. I was like, "Oh, how do I learn patience?" Okay, good. God, teach me how to be patient. He's like, "Okay, cool. I'm gonna give you all women. This is nothing to do with all women. This has nothing to do with." It's not misogynistic and none of that stuff like that. But I understand to deal with a lot of women, it takes a lot more patience because I have to be able to listen, understand,
not fix
process,
it.
And
don't fix it.
No, see, with me and you can talk, hey, Rick, I need this food. Here you go.
Bam,
done.
here it is, done.
You know, no. Look, you know this like I know. Again, but I think that this is, I love this conversation because it's the necessary balance that people need. You need the emotional woman and the strong, resilient man, in order to create the balance necessary.
Because where you weak, she's strong, and where she's strong, you weak.
Exactly, right.
Balance.
So now I have Nikki, London, Phoenix, and then my other daughter just came back. Right. So got 4 women in the house. Right. Guess who has to be the most patient? Me. And I appreciate it. So now, anytime I feel myself getting irked up or irritated, I'm like, no, you asked for this. So now you need to do is sit back.
Because it's making you better.
It's going
to make you finish. Some stuff you just said, it just came to me. It's going to make you finish, follow through, call it out. It's going to make you all that.
And it's doing it. I'm not going to.
I already know.
Hey, to this day.
I already know.
And we can talk about this later too. Oh, man. God, we got so much to talk about. God, dog. Kelsey, we doing okay on time? Okay, good. All right, good. I knew it was going to happen. But it also made me better in business. This is how we can kind of segue just a little bit. I want to make sure people get as much out of us as possible today, right? But it also made me better in business because I started several businesses, right? Never fully completed, never got my finances right, never sat down and done the credit repair, all that stuff, right? I'm like, I got a bunch of stuff. But for the first time in the past 3 years, when I intentionally said, Ricky, slow down, be patient, be intentional, right? Be patient. Now everything's finally starting to line up.
Because the slower you go, you can grow. You move fast, you got to come back around again. Because me, the way I challenge myself, if I say something, I got to do it. I'm not. If I say it, that's my. I have to do it. So I'm gonna finish.
Right. See, and that was my thing. So now I'm at a good place where it's like I can see the light. I finally see it because I'm not gonna lie, bro. It takes work. For me and my brain, it's like, look, I can go 1 to 10 real quick, and but it's like, nah, bro, gear all the way down. And then slowly but surely go there, right? So you have, to my knowledge, I know I'm pretty sure you have more. To my knowledge, you have 2 different businesses, right? Or 3.
I got 4.
4 different businesses, right? So let's say, how valuable is it for a man to own his own business? Like, what value does it bring to a man when he owns his own business?
The value come before the business.
Okay.
To owning the business is the credit. That's the icing on the cake. because I said I have 4, right? But it came before I started owning the business. Before I kept my priorities, stuck what I said I was going to do on my word. My word is a beast, right? So I prioritize strategies, give myself kudos for little small goals accomplished. Like you said, see, when you look at, I tell men all the time, congratulate yourself, celebrate the little small goal.
Right.
It might not be nothing to somebody else.
Right.
Finish what you say you're going to do.
Yeah.
It's a lot of scriptures on that, right? So if you finish it, then you can get to the bigger thing. Then God can trust you with more.
Right.
If you can finish the little things, He can make you rulers over bigger things, right?
Right.
So anything else is extra to come. I can do a lot of things. I only work 3 days a week.
Really?
How do you do that?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm always challenging God or myself. How can I do better and have more free time to work out? Because you got to take time to work out. So the businesses, just the gym by itself, employing other trainers and other type things, that's a blessing for one. But I got to stick to what I say I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Because people watch you. People watch, people follow what you say.
Right.
And then if you don't finish what you say, they're not gonna hold you as solid or standard and all that type stuff.
Right.
So one of the biggest things, I say this real quick, trust puts the like people trust me, right? People trust me. So I got to keep my word. Keep my word. Trust puts the confidence in the reliability of something.
One more time.
Trust puts the confidence in the reliability. Because I'm reliable to do what I say, people trust me. God has been reliable, so I trust Him. I don't care when it's going to come or finish.
Right.
I know it's coming.
Right. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So trust. So people, because a lot of men got issues with trust.
Right.
They want to trust in women and things and all these things, but they got to be able to trust God. But you got to see how confident and stable God is. Build a relationship. God has always come through for us.
Yeah.
We don't focus on that. We focus on surface things. So people trust me because I'm reliable. If I say it, I'm going to do it.
Right.
Period.
Yeah. You definitely been on that. And he is definitely proven today because he hasn't let go of this cruise stuff just yet. So
oh yeah, that's right. That's another thing. I'm gonna talk about that too, man.
Right. So we have some questions from the audience. Is that true? Right? Okay, cool. Let's see what the audience got to talk about.
So we have one question from Foxy Brown. He said, in other words, achievable. Hold on, let me go back to first.
Foxy Brown, no. Okay.
He said, do you set a time limit to keeping your word? And then she also added, in other words, achieving the task by a certain time frame.
Okay.
That's good.
I'm gonna start it and I want you to kind of finish that. I'm gonna say for me personally, yes, right. I like to give myself 3, 6, 9, right? I do things in phases, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. And after that, that's just the foundation that that's the system that I use to set the foundation for anything, whether it's weight loss, starting a business, planning trips, whatever it is. It's like, you got to take those 3, 6, 9 months to at least, hey, number one, the first 3 months, let me write out the actual plan. Then make the plan, make sure the plan actually makes sense. The next 6 months is implementing the particular plan, whether it's saving, investing, calling certain people, different things like that. Those next 9 months is like, okay, cool. Let me square away everything I need, get my schedule squared away. Let me make sure the people who I starting to talk to, they understand what's going on. So that's in everything I do. That system has been working for me. And it's the same thing I do with training and everything. I was like, even for competition stuff, it's like, okay, cool. I know for a fact I need at least 9 months, if I'm going to compete. Same thing with starting a business. It's like, well, I can start the business. I need to get the foundation, get the business plan, get the entrepreneur, so on and so forth. So that system works for me. I always say with this, even when I coach my clients, I say, you got to figure out what works best for you. You know what I'm saying? And I always say, go back on things that you've completed in the past and then look at that same system. Like, okay, let's say you want a raise at your job, right? How long did it take you to get there? What steps did you have to go through? You know what I'm saying? Who did you have to talk to? What accomplishments did you have to accomplish before you got approved for that particular job? Right. And it's the same system with everything else. But then you understand how your mind and body responds to almost every situation. Right. It's the same system, setting that blueprint. What you got for that?
Do you set a time limit to keeping your word? Because I know, Foxy Brown, sometimes people want to hold you to your word, and they don't have the credentials to keep you at that word. So they want you to keep what you said, and they don't want to keep what they need to do. Right. So I wish I could go more in depth into how her question is set up. You should set a time limit, but your word should be your word.
Right.
if you say you're going to do something, I think you should do it. But it does have a time limit. I said I was going to paint the house a year ago, but I sold the house. You know, so you got to give me a little more in depth, a little more detail. But everybody should honor their word. You know, I really believe that. Just make sure it fits the situation at that time too.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one.
And like you said, it was 2 parts of it.
Oh, you answered the question. You was just clarifying the first question.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for that question, by the way, too. I have this is one I want you to kind of spearhead this one, right? So, you know, nowadays people are always talking about the high value man. Well, it's kind of thing. It's kind of a thing now. The high value man. What is the high value man? Is the high value man? What just say? Is the 3'6", 6 foot, 6 figures with a 6-pack, something like that. You know, but you know, this whole high value man mindset. Number one, I think it's stupid. That's my personal opinion, right? Because I think, like you said, a second ago, certain people have certain expectations without the credentials. Right. I always say you qualify yourself for the thing that you want, right? Right. So if you're saying, I want a high value man, right? So now women have this expectation and then men have a certain expectation. So what is your perception of a high value man from a man's perspective? And then what should women expect when they're expecting a high value man?
Okay. High value man. Right. High value man. It's going to start again with the rules, the order. It's going to be God, men, women, and children, just like that. So character is high value. Keeping your word, follow through, holding up your role as a man for the family. You got to cover the woman, things like that. The money and all that stuff, I think that stuff will come to the character. It comes to the plan, all that stuff. If you want to be an entrepreneur and all these things, we work hard. We strive to get all types of things. But if you don't, the Bible says, if you don't have love, you do all these things, you still no good. You can do all these things. You have sounding symbols. You can do all these things, surface things, but your character, you can't keep your word. You don't follow through. You lie to the kids. You know, you can't be trusted. All those things, that is valuable. Right. Yeah. So you can get money and be a bad guy. You can buy houses. You can get all this surface stuff and be a bad guy. Yeah. But real value, I'm going to hold her accountable too. Yeah. Because you can't look for me to do all these things. Then I need you here and I can't get you. So I'm going to keep her accountable in love at the same time. Yeah. So morals, character, all those things create high value. Right. That's right. Surface value is just, I got money, I got this stuff. Anybody can get stuff. You work. Yeah. You buy it. You got stuff. Yeah. What about the woman? What is and I mean, we can't speak for women, right? But we have an understanding, right? And I'm just give you my quick thought process when it comes down to women saying they want a high value man. I think it's the misconception is that I always say you qualify yourself for the thing that you say you want, right? So if you're like, I need a man who make 6 figures and 6 foot tall and all this stuff like that, I'm like, do you qualify for that particular thing? And I hate to use the word high value because I think it's dumb, but at the same time, it's like, if you say you want that, or you actually qualify for that particular thing. So are women having realistic expectations when they say they want a high value man? And what's your perception of that? No, because if they're not high value in their position, they can't keep that kind of man. Because a man that works to get all these things, he gonna need patience, he gonna need peace, calmness. He don't want to argue, go back and forth. If he say something, it needs to be done. All those type things. Right. That's valuable for him. Right. So if he already working, making money, and he's 6 feet, 6 figure, 6-pack, 6 cents, all these other things, he's not gonna put up with 6 times arguing. He's not gonna put up with a whole lot of other things. Yeah. So she need to be in her feminine, and there's nothing wrong with being your true feminine self, because the word talks about that too. Yeah. So just be yourself, because a soft tongue can change wrath. Yeah. Soft spoken. I don't need you coming at me aggressively if I'm not coming at you aggressively. Right. That's gonna trigger that type of man. Right. So being in her feminine, she don't even have to make a lot of money. It's not about being so beautiful on the outside. It's beautiful on the inside. Right. A woman can walk in a room and she look okay, but she can keep the whole room how she carry herself. She don't even open her mouth. Right. See, it's how you carry yourself. Right. It's what you do for yourself. It's how you add to yourself. Exactly. So that's high value to certain type valuable men. Right. Because I know a lot of men they off the chain, and they wives, or if they don't have a wife, their wife is she's masking in her femininity. She's really doing what she need to do to keep that kind of man.
Absolutely. All right, so we got one more question. We said there has to be a balance. Neither party can ask for a list of what they want and need and can't give it. Absolutely. Yes. Asking, I like to use this illustration of going to the bank and asking for a withdrawal for something you don't got. Right. I'm gonna go to the bank. Hey man, let me get $100 grand right quick. Like, sir, you're a negative $5,000 in your account. You know what I mean? Right. You qualify yourself for the thing that you want. Right. You know what I mean? It makes no sense. Everything has to be an intentional balance. My personal thought process when it comes down to people asking for things that they aren't qualified for, they aspire to have that particular lifestyle. They feel like they want it, but they haven't actually understood the mindset and lived the life to obtain those particular things. And that comes back to what we talked about in the beginning: the pain, the work, the hard stuff you got to go through to actually get that particular thing. You know, so like somebody like yourself, like I got 4 different businesses and I got, a bunch of referrals and people who I know. So if I need to go ask for something, I can do that. Why? Because I have these actual things. Those things are tangible. I can do that. So for the person who wants those things, but they don't have nothing that gives them credit for it. Right. It's like credit. Everything is credit. Go apply for a brand new car with a 450 and see what what happens, man. Look, man, I knew this was going to happen. I knew it, and I had a bunch. Matter of fact, we didn't get to none of these questions on here. But this is exactly what I thought was going to happen, man. And I want you to do me a favor and leave your final thought for the day.
Woo! Final thought for the day,
yes, sir.
You need to stay full. You need to get full, but stay full. What's in the cup is for you. What's out of the cup goes for everybody else. You should always keep yourself full. Just to go back on what you said real quick, people want these things and they think they deserve them, but they really haven't actually earned it. They want this and they want this, but in their mind, they did the work. But no, the fruits are show of the work that you really do. Right. So they really didn't do all the work that was necessary to really get that, right? So as I work, study, rehab, all these type of classes, counseling, all that mentorship, all that stuff, it'll equal the fruits. Yeah. That's valuable. Right. So everybody got to pour into themselves first. The Bible says, sow to your self-righteousness first. Right. Stop trying to give everything and you don't have enough. Then you run out. You should never run out because you got to stay full before you go save somebody else. So that's what I would leave for everybody. Take time and be self-full. Right. Not selfish, self-full. Full yourself up first and then go and then watch what happens. And then don't let anybody just drain you. That part. Because they will try to just take. Man,
that's perfect. I know we got to go. I'm sorry. Let me say one more thing because I knew because you said something that right there with when we talked about being able to lower yourself down to somebody else's standard, right?
And it's really not even lowering yourself down. Just come down. If I get down on my knees, I ain't lowering my standards. I'm just coming down to meet you to bring you right back up real quick. Where you are. But in order for you to be able to do that, you have to be full. Got to be full. I stay full. Yeah, you got to be full and you got to be strong. Right. So I can meet you at your level and then pull you up. That's it.
So now
that's what Jesus did.
So people who are number one running on E, are trying to help people who are also on E.
And they're on fumes.
And you're trying to help somebody else out. And which is why I tell people all the time, no, you have to be selfish, self-full, self-strong, consistent, efficient, and be able to help somebody else out. Right.
I had to leave my mom and come back. Yeah. And then, okay, mom, I'll come and get you because this ain't working. Man. I keep losing. I keep getting empty. So now I can help. I can pay her bill. I can do certain things now. Man, but I had to cut it off. And that's my mom. I couldn't cut my mom off. Yeah. See?
Same here. Man,
no, you got to be self-full.
From mom, son, we can talk. God, dog, we got part 2. We got part 2 coming up because when I tell you we didn't ask none of these questions, but we have so much more knowledge and so many more gems to just drop, man. Yeah. So let us know where we can plug you in at, where we can find you on your social media pages, and let us know that.
Okay, my main Instagram page is FAT1989. That's PHAT 1989. I have another one called Extraordinary Expo, where we help a lot of entrepreneurs promote their own business. What's so extraordinary about them? That's Extraordinary Expo. It's just like it's spelled. Fat Boy Movers, just like it's spelled, PHATBODY, Movers. John Mitchell, Facebook. You can see me on Facebook. Phone number 832-606-3614. You can call me.
Put it out there.
You can put it out there because I can handle it. It's not a big deal to me,
Yes,
man.
sir.
So yeah, those are enough right there. You know,
man, I appreciate, bro. Look, I appreciate you once again. Like I said, I knew for a fact it was gonna happen, and that just means that again has to be a part 2.
Yeah.
And make sure you guys follow him. There's a lot going on. Trust me, there's a lot going on. He didn't even talk about the cruises. He didn't talk about the.
None of that, man.
He got a lot of stuff going on, man. So when I say it's always good to be connected with somebody who has something going on. Yeah. And again, I told you I look at you as a big brother. You know, we talk periodically about. I'm like, I see you, bro.
Appreciate it, man.
I was want to personally shake your hand.
Appreciate it.
I love you, bro.
Love you back, man.
All right. So, closing remark. You are the only person responsible for your life. You need to take care of yourself first so you can help everybody else out. How do you do that? You reprogram your mind so you can live the life that you want so that you can help other people out. See you guys next time.